comprehensive, multidisciplinary approach to coaching. As a certified executive coach, a registered clinical hypnotherapist, a grand Reiki master, and certified master practitioner in neuro-linguistic programming. Nadia's work is internationally recognized as the 2021 Yahoo Finance #1 top female life coach that will impact your life, as a top life coach to look out for in 2022 by Disruptors Magazine, as the 2022 International Woman Icon Award by Women's World Records, and with a certificate of honor for her work in transformational coaching. For the Global Empowerment Awards also in 2021. Nadia is a co-author of Cracking the Rich Code of Life and Business in 2021, endorsed by none other than Tony Robbins himself. In addition, Nadia is the sole author of Searching for Balance 2019 and a 2018 TEDx speaker. Please help me welcome my co-host, Miss Nadia, to the front.
Hello, everyone. Are you ready? I can't hear you. A bit louder. Or do you want to eat cake first? You want to eat cake first. Let's start. So, today we have had amazing speakers. Everybody shared their story, their message, their creativity, their skills. Fantastically. Really inspired me to do even more and more. So let's start. So growing up, I was that curious, extrovert, asking why and how questions all the time kid. But with time, I hid my curiosity and shrunk. I felt more. I sensed more. I connected more. But the society and the culture where I was growing up, emotional intelligence was keeping quiet. You stay quiet, you tolerate, so you're likable. Do you agree with that? How many of you agree with that? If you understand what I'm saying, raise your hands, right? When we stay quiet and when we don't express our emotions, our vulnerabilities, when we mask our strength, we are perceived strong. How many of you agree? I can't see. Do you agree? When you perceive, no one knows your pain, no one knows your vulnerabilities, no one can see what's going on with you, you're perceived strong. Yes or no? Right? We all have faced that because that's what the society, culture, parents, peers, the world expect of you. That is the definition of strength to them. But what is really the definition of strength? We talk about emotions. Everyone runs away from that. Don't cry. When you talk about emotions, emotions will control you and ruin your life. Learn to control your emotions. Don't we hear that? All the time. But we don't talk about processing, regulating, and managing emotions. We only talk about controlling them. Is that correct or not? How many of you agree with me? Right? Because this is the way we will survive in this world. This is how we are told. You're too sensitive. You talk too much. Stay quiet. Girls don't speak too much. This is what I was told. And sometimes I still get told that I'm too sensitive. But do I really listen? I don't care. And you can imagine how much hard work I was from my parents, right? Because every time they told me that this doesn't work, and I said, no, I will make that work. Because I believed in emotions. Life happened. I moved 3 continents. the journey of resilience, joy, faith, problems, challenges, vulnerabilities, ups and downs of life. From being a wife to coaching life. From being a mother to becoming an author. From the most financial broken walk of my life to TED Talk. The most powerful thing I had was the power of courage. The power of courage. That was the badass in me. The real definition of emotional intelligence to me is the courage. Courage to say no. Courage to say no to the naysayers. Courage to say no to the boundaries, like when people cross your boundaries. Courage to stand up for what I believed in, even with being a colored woman. When people accepted me or not, I stood up. I had the courage to say no. Courage to be who I was really, and I wanted to show myself in the world. Because facts say, I want you to hear this. Facts say, most and all strong people are not courageous. But all courageous people are strong. Do you agree with me or not? All strong people are not courageous. But all courageous people are strong. So do you want to be strong only or courageously strong? I want to hear right now. What do you want to be? Courageously strong. Say it aloud. Courage. That is what I understood. Growing up, fighting for my right as a girl, as a woman of skin, color, right? The woman of color. Not everywhere you accept it, and I'm speaking the truth, right? There's nothing to hide here. When we talk about emotions, we run away. The world, the society where we are living right now, anxiety, depression, disappointment, sadness is inevitable. It's not going anywhere, dear. It's only going to increase. This world, the digital world, and the world of artificial intelligence, what we are lacking is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence to survive, to face, to embrace. All this will happen always, but how you manage, handle, is a choice. What are you choosing? No therapist, counselor, or a coach or mentor can help you if you don't choose to help yourself. Do you agree with me or not? How many of you agree? You got to help yourself. What are you choosing? Are you choosing to be courageous enough to face your life? You must have all heard about it, about the equation or the ratio of success. The most successful people, or people who achieve success, are high with emotional intelligence. The ratio of people with high emotional intelligence perform better, handle challenges better, and deal with it better versus the people with only with high IQ. Do you agree with it or not? How many of you agree with me? Do you want to hear what is it that in emotional intelligence you need to know? 3 components. And if you have energy right now, I would like you to write these 3 components. Come on. 3 components of emotional intelligence. If you can have it. Number 1, self-awareness. Number 2, empathy. Number 3, self-actualization. What is self-awareness? Dig in your beliefs. Acknowledge your biases. Understand your belief system. What is empathy? Understanding the other person. Paying attention, looking around what's happening to other people in their lives. That means absolutely non-judgmental. And number 3, self-actualization, which is mindfulness. Emotional hijacking can happen in the spur of moment. But mindfulness and practicing of mindfulness will help you. Do you agree with that or not? So these are the 3 tools that you would. It's not about how powerful, perfect, or strong you are in masking. It's about aligning your thoughts and your feelings so you can have the clear path. So you can deal with your shame, your anger, your disappointments, and your guilt. And you can regulate it so you can show up in this world with the real courage, with the real emotional intelligence. That is the power of emotional intelligence I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. If you can understand, if we can understand that crying is not a problem, vulnerability is not a problem. It is when you embrace your vulnerability, you become powerful. It is when you deal with your emotions, you become a great manifester. You match the vibration of the universe to deliver your dreams. Because universe is waiting for you. The only thing which is coming between you and your life and your dream are your emotions. And if you can learn the power of this intelligence, how to process, and courageous enough to embrace your pain, embrace your weaknesses, and embrace your every part of your life, then nothing can stop you to be successful. That is real emotional intelligence. I'm going to share a story here with you. In 2018, I met with an accident in Kenya where I almost died. I didn't even know what was happening. And with this societal programming and the masking of strength, I got up next day because I wasn't physically hurt. I got up, I went to work. I showed up. I did my workshops, I did my seminars, I had a line of appointments. I did not stop, non-stop, superwomen, you know? We have to show how strong we are, how courageous we are. Look at her, she just almost died and she's back to work. Until I hit that moment when I was coming back to Calgary on that flight. I was in pain. My body, my heart, my soul was in pain. Real pain. I asked myself one question, and I want you to ask yourself that how much do we show off versus show up? We show off to the world who we are, what we can do. But do we really have the courage to show up for ourselves? Was I really courageous in that moment? I looked at myself, I was scared of being vulnerable in front of the world. What would people think if I become vulnerable? I made a connection with my body. I made a connection with my pain. And I learned that the most powerful moment that I want to live my life is when I show up for myself. Whether you call it a self-care, whether you call it self-love, whether you call it self-actualization, I want to show up for myself. I'm not going to show off. Do you guys agree? So let's have a moment of courage. Are you ready? Are you ready, guys? I can't hear you. Are you ready? Great. So I would like you to look at a partner where you're sitting. Just look into their eyes. And you find a partner, Beverly. Find with somebody, if you can go to real, and then look at each other. And I want you to do this exercise just for a moment, okay? Are you ready? Have you all got the partners? Are you all having a partner next to you? Okay, great. Okay, look at each other. Okay. Attention, please. Look at each other and say, I am courageous. I love myself. I am courage. I love and accept myself. I love every piece of my life. I have no shame. I love everything, every moment about my life right now. How was that? How did you feel? I got a high five from a YouTuber, so I'm getting more followers now. Did you feel the power? Just by saying what you want to be and you are. Emotional intelligence. If we can learn if we can learn how to manage our emotions, if we can learn how to manage our triggers, become more compassionate, more forgiving, more resilient, then we can build a better society, healthier marriages, and a better world in this society today. And that's what we need. Courage, compassion, commitment, faith, consistency. What made me emotionally intelligent and allowed me to show up today on this stage and to the world. Emotionally intelligent, transformational life and business coach. And I would like to end with my quote in my book. With the journey I learned, I have a book here available. When I met with an accident, what happened to me, I wrote this book. And I learned this, and I love this quote of my own book. Change is inevitable, but transformation is a choice. It is your choice how you want to lead your life. No one is going to hold your hand but yourself. You become emotionally intelligent for yourself, you'll make your spouse more intelligent emotionally. You'll make your family emotionally intelligent, and that family will grow the whole community emotionally intelligent, and then we will grow big communities to make this world a safer place, to support mental health, to support the society. And this is my message for you. Thank you so much for being a great audience. Thank you so much for listening to me and all the support. Thanks, thanks, thanks. If anybody is interested in my program, anybody would like to join, it's a 60-day program, Courage to Be You, where I help you become emotionally intelligent and help you process your trauma with the group coaching. If you're interested, you can take information from me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I really want us to celebrate, if we can also celebrate our co-host here. That was the whole idea about the cake. And if you can see all the balls in this cake, each and every one of you is going to go home with one. It represents all the individuals that are in this house, in this cake. I just wanted to celebrate all of us, not just, the award recipients, not the speakers, but all of us as a being